How you doing? My name is Brian Martin with Powerhouse. Today we're going to show you three things: how to identify wood rot, how to replace rotten wood, and how to replace screen porch screening. When we do estimates, what we're looking for as we're walking around is obvious wood rot and wood rot that's not quite so obvious. This is really obvious wood rot as it's crumbling and peeling. There's other places that aren't quite so obvious. You can see this. What we're looking for is cracks and splits in the wood. And you wouldn't know it by looking at it until you start pushing on it and you can see moisture's coming out and it's starting to crumble. That's how we know it's wood rot. So we're going to show you how to properly replace this. Before you take off the screen, you're going to first have to remove all the wood framework. All your 1x4s and other pieces of trim are going to all have to come off before replacing the screening. Now that we've removed all the wood and framework, now it's time to start removing the screen. So as you go through and you start pulling off the screen, once all your screen is down, you're going to go through and individually hammer these nails that are sticking out to get them flush so you can re-screen.
When installing the screen, as you can see, I've already tacked it at the top. But then when you get to your sections like this, you want to make sure that you check your center. Pull it out from the center outward so that you're getting rid of most of your wrinkles, if not all of them. And then when you get all your corners tacked, then you can come back and staple off around probably every 6-8 inches is about all you would need, because you're going to be putting your lattice strips back on. Then we'll come back after we get this run all the way across and cut this off even with the bottom of the 2x4. Okay, now as you can see, I've already started this section over there, but when we're running this where it overlaps, we're going to run this to the top edge of this board. This screen just happens to work out exactly right. It won't always work that way. Sometimes you end up with a wider screen. If that's the case, you still want to run it this way. Let the length, the over length, go to the bottom so that you can cut off at the bottom, because you want to stay away from trying to cut it off where you've already put screen to avoid a chance of cutting the new screen you've just put up. And then once again, you're just going corner to corner and then work your center so that you don't have any kinks. As you can see, it's nice and flat. As you can see, we've already pre-cut a couple pieces. We're replacing all the stuff that we took off with a PVC material. That way we don't have to worry about it rotting again. And a lot of the customers prefer that now, because for down the road purposes, they don't have to worry about keeping it painted to keep it from rotting. But when you put these up, as you notice, these ones are wide. Not all of them will be this wide. We have a 1x4 for these ones to cover so that it covers the post. And we get it in there, and then we just take a trim gun with galvanized nails and we're just going to nail it into place, but make sure you keep it even on the sides of the post. Same thing with this one, and then when we get this one, we're going to come back and fill in the short ones in the center.
Perfect.
Now as you can see, we've filled in the short strips in the middle of this center section. We will repeat the process on the other two sections. When you're all complete, if you prefer to leave this, you can. It can also be painted if you use a special multi-purpose primer on it first, then paint it. If you don't like the white, you can paint it whatever color, but you just come back with some wood putty or some painter's putty or some caulk and fill in your little nail heads.